stage was set, the lights dimmed, and the crowd roared with anticipation. But no one expected what was about to unfold at Jin's final Run Seokjin EP tour concert. As the spotlight hit center stage, Kim Seokjin, known to millions as BTS's worldwide handsome, stood silently, his gaze heavy, his heart clearly burdened. The moment Taehyung, BTS's beloved V, stepped out of Korea for his military service, something shifted in Jin. And now, for the first time, he's speaking out that Jin's voice trembled as he addressed the army. "I didn't think it would hit me this hard," he admitted, eyes glistening. "But when Taehyung left, it felt like a part of me went with him." The confession stunned fans, many of whom had speculated about Jin's quiet demeanor in recent months. But no one imagined the depth of his emotional struggle. Taehyung's departure wasn't just a logistical change. It was a seismic emotional shift for the entire BTS family. Jin, having already completed his own military service, had been the first to return to the spotlight. But the absence of his younger brothers, especially Taehyung, left a void that even the cheers of thousands couldn't fill. During the encore, Jin paused mid-performance. The music faded, and the silence was deafening. "I remember the night before he left," Jin said, his voice cracking. "We sat together, just the two of us. He didn't say much, but I could feel it. That weight, that fear, that longing." The audience held their breath as Jin continued. "I told him, 'Don't worry, I'll be here when you come back.' But I didn't realize how much I'd miss him." Jungkook, the youngest member, was seen wiping away tears backstage. RM, ever the leader, placed a comforting hand on Jin's shoulder during rehearsals. Jimin, who had always shared a close bond with Taehyung, posted a cryptic message on Weverse. "Some goodbyes feel heavier than others." And Suga, known for his stoic nature, simply tweeted a purple heart. No words, just emotion. J-Hope, who had been coordinating dance rehearsals in Taehyung's absence, shared in a behind-the-scenes clip. "We all feel it, the silence where his laughter used to be, the space he filled with his energy. It's not the same without him." The bond between the 7 members has always been more than professional, it's familial. And Taehyung's departure reminded them all of the fragility of time. As Jin continued his heartfelt speech, fans noticed something rare: tears. Not just in his eyes, but streaming down his cheeks. "I'm not usually like this," he said, laughing through the pain. "But I guess I just really miss my brother." The crowd erupted in chants of, "We love you, Jin," and "Taehyung, come back soon." The emotional wave was palpable. It wasn't just a concert. It was a reunion, a farewell, and a love letter to the bond that BTS shares. The video of Jin's confession quickly went viral. Clips flooded TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Fans from around the world shared their own stories of missing loved ones, drawing strength from Jin's vulnerability. The hashtag Jin misses Taehyung trended globally within hours. But this wasn't just about Jin and Taehyung. It was about all 7 members, about the journey they've taken together, about the sacrifices they've made, and about the unbreakable thread that ties them together, even when oceans and obligations pull them apart. As the lights dimmed and the echoes of Jin's emotional confession still lingered in the air, the second half of the night unfolded with even more raw vulnerability. The crowd, already shaken by Jin's tears, now leaned in closer, emotionally and physically, ready to witness a side of BTS rarely seen in public. Backstage, the atmosphere was heavy. Jungkook, who had always looked up to both Jin and Taehyung, was seen pacing nervously. "Hyung's never cried like that," he whispered to a staff member. "It's like he's carrying all of our feelings." And in many ways, he was. Jin had become the emotional anchor for the group, especially during this transitional period where military service had temporarily separated them. The second act of the concert began not with music, but with a video montage. It was a tribute to Taehyung, clips of him laughing during Bon Voyage, his soulful performances during Singularity, and candid moments with the members. The screen faded to black, and a single line appeared. "To our V, from your brothers." Jin returned to the stage, this time with a guitar in hand. He strummed the opening chords of Epiphany, but midway through he paused. "This song, it's always been about self-love," he said softly. "But tonight it's also about brotherhood, about missing someone so deeply, it aches." The audience erupted in applause, many fans openly sobbing. The emotional resonance was undeniable. Jin wasn't just performing. He was grieving, healing, and connecting. Behind the scenes, RM had been working on a special letter. Known for his eloquence, Namjoon had written a message to Taehyung that Jin read aloud on stage. To Taehyung, you once said the stars comfort you when you're far from home. Tonight, where your stars were shining for you, waiting for your return. Until then, know that your absence is felt in every beat, every breath, every silence. The crowd stood in stunned silence, then erupted into a wave of purple light sticks, swaying in unison like a galaxy of support. Jimin, who had been quiet throughout the night, surprised everyone by joining Jin on stage. He didn't speak, he didn't need to. He simply hugged Jin, and the two stood there, holding each other, letting the silence speak volumes. It was a moment of shared grief, of shared love. Suga later shared in a V Live. We all process things differently. Jin Hyung wears his heart on his sleeve. I write music. Jimin dances. But in the end, we're all just trying to stay connected. To each other, and to Taehyung. J-Hope, ever the mood maker, tried to lift spirits backstage. Taehyung would hate to see us like this, he joked, handing out snacks. He'd probably say, "Why are you crying? I'm just in the army, not on Mars." The room burst into laughter, a much-needed release after hours of emotional intensity. But even in the laughter, the longing remained as the concert drew to a close. Jin addressed the army one final time. "Thank you for letting me be vulnerable tonight," he said. "Thank you for loving all 7 of us. Even when we're not all here, Taehyung will be back. And when he is, we'll sing louder, dance harder, and love deeper." The final song of the night was Spring Day, a track that has long symbolized longing and reunion for BTS and their fans. As Jin sang the final line, "I miss you," the entire arena joined in, their voices echoing like a promise across time and space. Outside the venue, fans left messages on a giant wall dedicated to Taehyung. Notes like, "Come back safe, V, we're waiting," and "Your Hyungs miss you," covered every inch. It was more than a tribute. It was a testament to the power of connection, even in absence. The days following Jin's emotional concert were filled with reflection, not just for the army, but for the members of BTS themselves. The vulnerability Jin showed on stage sparked a wave of introspection across the fandom and within the group. It wasn't just about Taehyung's absence. It was about the emotional toll of separation, the weight of silence, and the strength of brotherhood. In a candid behind-the-scenes documentary released days later, Jin opened up further. Sitting in a quiet studio, surrounded by photos of BTS through the years, he spoke softly. When you've spent over a decade with someone, every day, every moment, their absence becomes deafening. His words were raw, unfiltered. "Taehyung isn't just a bandmate. He's my little brother, my friend, my mirror." The documentary captured unseen moments. Jin staring at Taehyung's empty dressing room, RM writing lyrics late into the night, Jungkook recording voice memos filled with messages he hoped Taehyung would hear. Jimin was seen dancing alone in the practice room, his movements slower, more deliberate, like he was dancing with a memory. Suga, usually reserved, shared a rare moment of openness. "I've written 3 songs since Tae left," he said, "but none of them feel complete. It's like I'm waiting for his voice to finish the story." J-Hope added, "We're all trying to fill the space he left, but some spaces aren't meant to be filled. They're meant to be honored." The army responded with overwhelming love. Fan projects bloomed across the globe. Murals in Brazil, flash mobs in Paris, and candlelight vigils in Seoul. The hashtag Until Tae Returns became a symbol of unity, of hope, of unwavering support. Jin, moved by the global response, posted a heartfelt message on Weverse. "To everyone who's felt the ache of missing someone, thank you for understanding mine. Taehyung will return, and when he does, we'll be stronger. Together." The message was simple, but it resonated deeply. It wasn't just about Taehyung. It was about every member who had served, every fan who had waited, and every moment that had passed in quiet longing. And a surprise livestream, RM shared a snippet of a new song titled Echo. The lyrics spoke of distance, memory, and reunion. "It's inspired by Jin's concert," he said, "and by the silence we all feel when someone we love is far away." The song quickly became a beacon for the fandom. Fans interpreted it as a love letter to Taehyung, but also to Jin, for his courage, his honesty, and his heart as the video neared its end. The final scene showed Jin walking through a quiet park in Seoul. He paused by a bench, sat down, and looked up at the sky. "I know he's looking at the same stars," he whispered, "and I know he'll come back to us."